I'm getting into all the weird deep thoughts this week. I don't know. But I also want to talk about what is our real intention and analyzing our intention. And oh gosh, I constantly go back and forth about, am I being too critical of myself? Do I need to be more self-loving? Am I being too self-loving and being lazy and allowing bad habits and bad thought patterns to sneak in all the time? Like, what is it that I am doing on a regular basis, and how do I find the perfect balance between the two so I'm improving, but I'm not into a self-critical ick? But one of the things that has kind of come up for me quite a bit, and because in witchcraft so much of what your magic and what you exert out to the world is all about what you intend. I am setting energy out with an intention, with a feeling, with a oomph, right? And I think it's important to then analyze my intentions and really question my intentions, because intentions don't necessarily lead us to the results we always want. I can intend for a lot of things to happen. That does not necessarily mean I'm going to get the result that I want. In many ways, results are what matter in this world. You know, am I moving forward at a pace and doing things, going about it in the right way to get the result that I want, to make sure that other people are getting the results that they want? Or am I just saying a lot of nice pretty words that I'm not actually backing up with anything? And that kind of comes across a little bit with my last video about, you know, am I showing up for my beliefs? Part of that comes with, you do have to evaluate your intentions. Really thinking about, like, when I do a spell, what is my real intention? My real intention is to maybe pull money into me, or is my real intention to help myself save more, or is my real intention to get money at any cost? And what does that say about me? Is my intention when seeking a romantic partner and doing a love spell, is that just so I feel loved and I feel all of the wonderfulness that comes from romance? Have I even thought about the other person? Have I explored what in the world they might want in a partner? You know, having that balance of relationship should be too, right? What is my intention with that? My intention with getting healthier. Is it all 100% about my health from just a healthy standpoint? Or is it also about aesthetics? Is it only about aesthetics? And sometimes I think it's not necessarily calling yourself out or realizing that, hey, that's some toxic mindset you got going on there. Because especially if you're thinking about magic, and if only your intention matters, then I think it's really important that you look into your intention and go, wow, am I lying to myself? Am I telling myself a very pretty story about what I want and what I'm putting out into the universe? Because the universe is gonna give it right back, right? If I'm sitting there going, I want money at any fucking cost, do I really mean any fucking cost? Am I willing to pay whatever it is that the universe has decided is the price for the thing I've asked for? And I thought about this a lot when it came to romance and relationships, because my mother always says that love will come into your life and it will totally turn your life upside down, and you don't necessarily know, like suddenly you've decided all these things about your life and now you're going in the opposite direction. And she says that a lot because that's a lot what happened with her and my father. They met very randomly. They were both in huge transitionary parts of their lives, and their lives ended up in a totally different direction because they met and ended up together. And because of that, my mom has always kind of said to me, you get to meet the love of your life. Who knows? You can move across the damn country. You could totally change jobs. Everything about what you are doing in your life could change. And I have a very, like, aversion to that. Like, I'm like, no. You don't get to come in here and turn my entire life upside down. You should come here and be an asset to it. We should merge well together so that our lives mingle and then build even more. Which is interesting, because when I realized I want a huge love to come in and rock my world. I don't mean rock my world horribly or rock my world in a certain way. My intention is not for my world to suddenly entirely evolve and change. I just want my world to be enhanced by the love. And that's very important to know. That I have certain things that are not going to be changeable, that I am not compromising about when it comes to romantic relationships. And I think when it comes to money magic, you know what I mean? Knowing that, like, hey, I want money to come from a specific source. I want abundance to happen, and I want it to stay, and I want to know that some of the reliefs of money can come in from a more financial, you know, like money just flowing in from better jobs, or a raise at work, or, you know, someone just handing sums of cash to me. Like, that's fine. But I also want to know that for me, it's important to have a great amount of financial responsibility, and that I am in control of how much is going out and where I'm spending it, and that I don't feel like I've been frivolous with it. It's important for me to feel that. And so that is also a good way to look at my intention. Have I just been intending for money to come in without actually analyzing how it is going out? And even when it comes to friendships, and I guess even through relationships through the online world as well, what's my intention with it? What do I intend when I make these videos? What do I intend when I am doing a spell to help me connect with others? Am I doing that intention to be a part of a community? Am I doing this intention to participate in a grander thing and feel connected? Or do I just like that I have a little soapbox here on this channel and I get to talk at you and you can listen or click away, whatever, but no one can interrupt me right now. I'm just talking to a camera. Do I just like the ego-fulfilling parts of it? And I think sometimes our intention is multi-layered, right? Like, it's not just one or the other. Like, if I think back to this last little example I used, the idea of YouTube, I do want to connect. I do want to have a community, and I do intend to share my experience, and I do intend that it hopefully would help someone else. But part of the intention of making the YouTube videos is also just the fact that, hey, it's nice to be able to talk at something and not be interrupted. It's nice to have this kind of verbal diarrhea to something and just have your thoughts out there. Doing YouTube really helps me think through things, filming myself. There are many times where I do film videos and I don't put them up there, but there are other times where I film a video and put it out there because the comments and the interactions, it's great to have, and I do feel like I'm participating in a community. But there is also the fact that I grow so much from having that communication and knowing that people have listened to my thoughts and then are responding to them in full. And a lot of times, sometimes they don't, sometimes they just hop on one sentence or a title of a video and they don't actually watch, and that's frustrating. But most of the time, you know, it is a little bit of a selfish desire, hey, you're helping me grow, you're helping me wrap my mind around certain thoughts. That's why a lot of times I title things like rambly thoughts about whatever, because it's not necessarily me having a certain solid opinion about something. There are many times where my opinion does get changed through discussions and comments, or through people making video responses, or other people kind of like addressing a topic. But it's always fun to check in with your intention, I think. And I think it's really, 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 really important when looking at spell work specifically and doing rituals and stuff, because it's all intention, right? We can intend something in this 3D world that we are operating within, but those intentions eventually get kind of negated by result, right? Like, I can intend for this to go well, but ultimately, most of the time, I'm going to be evaluated upon the result of what is happening. And therefore, sometimes it's not so much changing my intention, it's just changing the action to how I get what I'm hoping to intend to happen, right? But when I'm exerting energy, it's all intention. And so checking in with myself and going, am I lying to myself? What is my real intention? Am I doing this for selfish reasons and I've just been whispering that no, 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 it's for others, this is fine? Am I doing something for just me? And is that also okay? Like, and that's the thing, I'm not necessarily saying that if you're being selfish with your intention or whatever, that it's inherently bad. No. Many times I think that when we are ultimately selfish just on like a grander scheme of going like, hey, what actually is good for me in the long run, I think that ultimately that can be good for a multitude of people if we really analyze it and look at it and are honest with ourselves about what is actually happening in the world. Evaluate that intention and really see what you're putting into stuff and seeing the balance of that. You know, I think of a lot of it with my health. The reason I use the word health, and I've talked about improving my health so much, is because I am trying to shift my intention to not focus so much on aesthetics. When I think health, that encompasses the quality of my life, the just non-stop noises. It is the status, how well I'm sleeping, how strong I am, how well I'm eating, all of that stuff. With my energy levels throughout the day, how creative I feel. Like, my health encompasses a lot of that. Whereas when I think about just losing weight or the aesthetics, like, that is definitely part of it. That is still lumped in with health. That I look good to me, that I feel good to me, you know what I mean? That matters, but it's not all of it. And that's important for me and my perspective to shift to, hey, we're talking about all of this encompassing thing. Health means all of these little factors, not just do you look good in the mirror, or do you feel good about that number on a scale, or that amount of body fat percentage or whatever. Analyzing my intentions, I think, has really opened up a lot of gray area for me as well, which is always kind of fun to play in, right? The realizing that, hey, yeah, I am kind of selfish when I think about relationships, but I should be showing up for myself. There are certain standards I want when I have a romantic partner eventually. But also then saying, okay, well, if I have these standards, they're going to have standards. And do I measure up to those standards of the partner that I would hope to have someday? And then do I intend to be someone who helps them and does all these things as well? Or am I just looking for someone to kiss my ass? Always good things to look at, right? So comment down below. How do you evaluate your intentions? Do you think about what you're intending when you do a certain spell? Do you worry that maybe you intended something kind of secretly in the back of your head and you never really sat down and analyzed it? Do you overanalyze your intention sometimes and it just becomes a big doubt thing and nothing actually gets done? All of that down in the comments below. But anyway, I make new videos every single week, and I will see you guys next time.